So the episode opens with a heifer in a mask riding a bike on a bridge. I bet she gonna fall. Oh my goodness, there was a microquake, and then this woman who's biking sees an aqueduct has exploded, and now the water is coming towards her. Girl, you should have jumped off that bike and run up the hill, but you white, so. So now we flash back to 2 hours before the dam break. Oh, Lord. Jennifer Love Hewitt is pregnant by, who is she dating? Oh, Chimney, okay. So apparently Chimney won't be around Maddie because she preggers and we got the vi-vi. Meanwhile, it's Athena's first day back on the job since her last collar when that guy beat her up. So the fire chief is like, Athena, I'm worried about you. And she's like, if you don't calm down and let me get out of this house and stop telling my business, don't you tell none of my business talking about my herb garden. And I'm with her. Don't you tell nobody my business. Don't you tell nobody my business. You want to talk about your herb garden, you talk about your herb garden. You don't talk about my business. Not to my ex-husband, not to nobody, especially nobody outside of this house. Don't you tell nobody my business. Oh, Lord, so now we got two wealth managers arguing in some downtown office. Lord, so while they're arguing, a bus flies into the room. Okay, now we're an hour before the dam break. Okay, so now we got Athena's daughter on the 911 dashboard since Jennifer Love is out preggers. So now we've got the bus that flies into the building and some kid's on his way to school, happy to be back in hybrid class, and he telling this guy, the forward seating is for the elderly. What you doing in it? Ooh, so we see the poor guy that was checking out the dam just get blown away after a microquake and the crack just, child, it broke through like Monique's binder. Back on the bus, the student is still harassing this guy. Child, there's 3 people on the bus. Let the man sit where he's sitting. He said he'd get up. So the force of the dam break is what threw the bus through the window. I want to know why y'all are taking the elevator after a dam broke and there's structural damage to the building. If there was ever a moment to take the stairs, it would be now. That was a Tyler Perry plot hole. Rye. Okay, so now we've got a bus balancing act where, we've got to make sure everybody goes to the front right in the nick of time so that the bus won't fall out the window. You know that bus falling. Then we got the 2 cute guys of the team on the roof helping to stabilize the bus. Lord, so the idiot who was in the seat that CJ was telling him not to be in then ended up with a femoral bleed because he pulled glass out the leg, not knowing that that's where you got big veins and arteries. Now, I'm sorry, you look like you white and you watch Game of Thrones, so you should have known that. Child, CJ, get up and give him a quick little tourniquet. He better go ahead. CJ is the one that was telling him not to sit in the seat in the first place. He's like, I told you, but now I'm going to save you. So now Buck rappels down to the bus. So while they're securing the bus, they see the other guy that was in the business meeting who's up under the bus. The double Dutch bus. They asked one of the people who was hurt what year it is. She said, don't make me say it out loud. Okay, so now we done gotten the one who's up under the bus out from under the bus. And now we gotta get the special kid off the bus. Oh no, and now the fuel's leaking, so an explosion is imminent. Lord, but the bus explodes with the cap and the kid still on it. So I'm like, oh great, now we're gonna have a Cap's healing from this explosion story, but they had that good fireproof coat on, so he just threw himself over the kid and they was fine. It was just a fire flash, not a big explode. Meanwhile, Athena thought she was gonna ease back in with some paperwork, and her boss is like, oh girl, there's a landslide coming and I'm gonna need you to organize something so that we can let the residents know. So now we got the heifer who was on the bike that got swept away in the beginning of the episode. She's stuck in a spillway. Okay, so now we get the backstory of the heifer who was swept up under. Her husband died of the vi-vi, and she's been really sad. But then she looked at the bike that her husband used to ride and said, you know what? A good bike ride is just what I need. Ooh, isn't it ironic? Don't you think? The first time you leave the house, you get swept up in a damn break. I'd never leave the house again. So Jennifer Love gives Janelle a powerful little speech, and we see her go on and smash through the call box to open up the spillway so that way we found out where the heifer is and help on the way. Meanwhile, across town, we've got Athena knocking on doors. Oh, now Athena finds a heifer who got evacuated but has been in her house for 7 years in agoraphobia tea. But here comes the landslide. Child, so right as this heifer was about to walk out the house, the quake come. And they go sliding down the back of the hill. And that's where it ends. All right, well, I'm looking forward to the next episode. But let's do a trailer review or two. Barb and Star go to Vista Del. What's this about? Okay, this Asian kid singing along to his headphones on the bike in this suburban scene is killing it. Just as carefree. Oh my god, a young star. So as he delivers his paper, we go into a house. They start talking about movie trailers. We see, I guess this is Barb and Star. We're only seeing their hair at this point. It's very odd. Okay, this is Kristen Wiig's crazy self, and so I guess we're not giving away much about the movie in the trailer. I think I'm gonna watch it. It looks crazy, it looks musical, but it looks like fun. All right, let's check out I Care a Lot. So we open with this lady telling this older woman, the court said you gonna have a minder because you can't take care of yourself. So she says, I'm your legal guardian and you've gotta come with me to Berkeley Oaks, a community. Oh, okay, this heifer runs the home she's putting people in and stealing old people's homes and furniture, auctioning shit off. I don't think I'm gonna watch it, but let me know how it is. Okay, so now let's look at the trailer for Boogie. So it's about this Asian basketball player, you know, living in New York City and the culture of basketball not really accepting Asian people and all that. It's cute. He got a crush on a black girl. And Pop Smoke is the villain. So it's very, you know, black culture meets Asian culture. I see what you're doing. Okay. Oh God, the trailer, it like you got the point across. You got the point across, but they just hammered it home. It's gonna be a little ham-fisted. It's kind of like this is the Asian loving basketball, and they're just like, okay, hammer that point home. It's like, oh, we know, hun. We know. It's cool. All right, let's look at Dreamcatcher. Okay, so we got a group of kids going out to a rave, and we got this DJ who wears a weird little bird mask. What? Okay, so somebody gets killed. Then they're like, okay, we need y'all to get rid of the body and we'll pay you. Okay, one of the girls is like, we should take the people down. So now they ain't agreeing on how to deal with the issue. So we don't know who's really behind the mask and people keep getting murdered. Okay. Oh, Lord, I can't take the way they shot this. It's too much flashing lights and shit. It's gonna give you a headache. A strobe tea. Not for me.